Well, while Obama and Biden prepare to move out of the White House, incoming President Donald Trump is also making moving plans for the U.S. Embassy in Israel to Jerusalem. Critics say the move could help Israel claim all of Jerusalem as its own city, its own capital, rather. The international community, including the U.S., regard East Jerusalem as occupied territory. Now, the Palestinians have warned of revoking its recognition of Israel as a state if the embassy is relocated. Now, Trump's nominee to be ambassador to Israel, David Friedman, supports the move, as well as Israel's settlements. Well, Ahmed al-Burai is a lecturer at Istanbul Aydin University. He joins me now in the studio for more on what to do with the U.S. Embassy. So we're really actually in an unprecedented territory here. But Trump can say he wants to move the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. The first question is, can he? And if so, what really are the consequences?
In 1995, the Congress passed the law to relocate the embassy from Tel Aviv in Jerusalem. All the presidents since that time till this moment, they were promising during their election campaign to relocate it. But none of them has done this based on the recommendations of the people in the region, their allies in the region. And that's why Donald Trump is insisting more on this. And he seems to be, according to the team that he already formulated, more persistent to go ahead with his move. And it is believed that in the inauguration speech, he's going to declare this. And I think that he's going to go ahead with that.
And what happens?
What will happen is, again, the most important thing is the people of the region will lose faith in the so-called independent or fair broker of the peace process. The already moribund peace process will be completely buried because the United States for a long time has been buying the people, selling the people the notion of the two-state solution. The two-state solution, according to David Friedman, who's the coming ambassador of the United States to Jerusalem, will be no longer a valid notion on the table. He's questioning that. So how come that these people are going to broker or mediate any negotiation between the Palestinians and the Israelis?
I've also seen some reports that Trump may send an ambassador to Jerusalem, but not build an embassy. Is that even possible, and would that be any better?
The point is, why is he doing that? By this, he's recognizing Israel's claim exclusively for the city as its own capital and denying the Palestinian any hope because it's already occupied in 1976, which is 67, which is an illegal according to the international law. So by doing this, he's violating the Oslo Agreement that was sponsored by in the United States. So by doing this, whether by sending an ambassador or building an embassy, he's violating his own regulations, the agreements that his predecessors signed among the Palestinians and the Israelis.
And all of this would really give extremists in the region a whole nother cause to fight for.
That's my point. What I believe in, by doing this, you're just nurturing more extremism, you will have more terrorism, and I was questioning why Prime Minister Netanyahu declared that the last attack was related to Daesh or ISIS. Now, Trump, by coming and doing this, he's telling the people that you're peaceful resistance, legal, legitimate resistance of the occupation will not be valid anymore. Even the PLO, the partner of the Israelis in the Oslo Agreement, they declared that they will think about the termination of the recognition of Israel. Which is a very dangerous step if it's taken, because the only partner in the peace is the PLO, and the PLO itself declares that this kind of move on the ground is going to jeopardize the whole peace process, which I believe is already dead by the practices of the previous administration, the coming administration, and above all, the Netanyahu extremist government.
Where can U.S. policy on Israel ultimately go if Trump is president, David Friedman is ambassador, and Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law, is a top White House advisor?
You know, Kushner family, the charity family, they themselves were the most generous donors for the illegal settlements. And the David Friedman, he's one of the right-wingers. He's one of the hardline supporters of the settlers in the West Bank. Trump himself, according to his own statements, he said that in the Palestinian cause, in the Palestinian-Israeli conflict, I'll try to be as neutral as possible. But what we say from the first day, he's going to be in the side of the Israelis. He will unequivocally, without any kind of hesitation, fully support the Israelis against the Palestinians, which, in my opinion, would provoke not only among the Palestinians, but also in the whole region, a new wave of, let's say, resistance or reluctance to the whole international policy because they don't have faith anymore.
Right. Ahmed, we're going to have to leave it there. Thanks so much for coming in and sharing your insight as always.